Germany! If we're doing a German day, gotta represent Germany.
And all that we're gonna throw together. Sorry, I'm just
no, it's just
too tall.
For anytime we have to stand in our lives, like this is a problem. I'm gonna stand up here, you stand back there, and then everybody's in the shot.
Very important that you eat your cake with a cake fork in Germany, because
And
otherwise...
not an ordinary fork.
Yes, not an ordinary big fork for the peasants. Germans eat with the cake fork. God forbid you make that mistake. Take it from me.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Usually you see either Caitlin and me, or only Caitlin if she's preparing something for me. Which means now you only see me, so I'm preparing something for her. Because today is her second anniversary in Germany. Hers. So she came here after our wedding to Germany 2 years ago, and that's something we want to celebrate, and therefore I want to call her in really quick. Babe? Yeah. Can you come in?
Am I allowed now?
You are allowed now. I just sent her off for a second because I prepared a German food day today.
Ooh!
So we're gonna eat all German food and prepare breakfast, lunch, coffee and cake, which is very typical German and she always makes fun about, and dinner. We're gonna eat German food today, and therefore I prepped a little breakfast for you.
Cool. Wait 1 second, I have an idea.
Okay.
You can't,
I thought that was my
surprise
plan
me.
here.
You can't surprise me without me surprising you.
Okay. She always has to have the last word in that.
Germany! If we're doing a German day, gotta represent Germany.
Yeah, there was the World Cup last winter, so we prepped her in proper clothing.
Yes, I'm patriotic.
So then come over here.
Okay.
Let's eat.
I'm excited. Thank you.
I hope you're excited.
Bread rolls.
Yeah, she really loves bread rolls and
Ovatsta,
which is a Bavarian type of cheese, mix of like camembert and different other kinds of cheeses, and caraway.
Caraway.
Yeah, caraway is not the favorite one, but it's still awesome in total.
Beautiful. A ball of cheese, baby. When I first came to Germany, I had trouble cutting the bread rolls because when I would get to the end here, I would be pushing, and Jörn was like, flip it over and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then it just happens. And look up. I'm sorry, that was a beautiful cut. Professional.
So 5 minutes later, we actually had an injured soldier from cutting open the bread roll. So...
That's rude. I didn't know you were gonna say that.
Bragging karma. So I have to be honest, bread rolls for breakfast are more of like a celebratory breakfast. So oftentimes Germans eat loaf of bread, sliced white bread or something, and they also have way more stuff than we had on our table today. But since we're against food waste, we didn't want to put on like a whole table of options, like a whole buffet, and then only eat a couple. But you have different kinds of jams and cheeses and also sausages and stuff like that. That was our little breakfast, and headed over for German lunch.
In a few hours, hopefully.
Hey, ready for lunch?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
What's the plan, Stan?
The plan is to actually not only make German food, but make Berlin food. And for the main lunch, we do a Berlin potato soup in the vegetarian version, because you usually have like little bacon dice and also cut up sausage.
Okay.
And we're gonna scratch the sausage, and we have vegan bacon that we're gonna cut small. Of course, we have a lot of potatoes in here, we have onions in there, we have soup veggies, and all that we're gonna throw together. Sorry, I'm just
no, it's just
too tall.
For anytime we have to stand in our lives, like this is a problem. I'm gonna stand up here, you stand back there, and then everybody's in the shot.
So potatoes, onions, soup veggies, all together, and we're gonna make a Berlin potato soup.
Yeah.
So we mash the potatoes, and usually the potato mash comes into the soup so that the water and the liquid is merging with the mashed potatoes. But because I had to use the big pot for the potatoes and the small one for the soup, I have to do it vice versa, so good luck to that. So we're gonna mix this one in here now and do the whole soup together with the potatoes in one pot.
Choo choo! Here comes the Essenzug. Yummy! Berlin potato soup. I've never had it before.
Enjoy. Lunch is done. Dinner is still ahead, and one of the most precious times in a day of a German cultured household is Kaffee und Kuchen, which is coffee and cake. Round about 3 p.m., 4 p.m. usually, you get out a piece of cake, you make yourself some coffee or a chai latte or something, whatever you like, and a tea, and you just sit together with family or friends that you invited over. And now we have our German specialty, which is called Bienenstich, like a bee sting. It is like caramelized almonds on the top, and this version even has cream in the middle. That's not always with the classic Bienenstich, but we're gonna have this one today.
And we don't drink coffee, so I put chai teas in here. And I just wanted to bring up the fact that if you happen to see our Etsy video, this is the famous Christopher, you're the only meat for my taco mug. And if you haven't seen that video, then when this one's done, go and watch it because it's very funny. Also, very important that you eat your cake with a cake fork in Germany, because
And
otherwise...
not an ordinary fork.
Yes, not an ordinary big fork for the peasants. Germans eat with the cake fork. God forbid you make that mistake. Take it from me. Okay, let's eat.
Enjoy.
Welcome to the beer garden.
Welcome to dinner time, and we made it to a classic German beer garden. So excuse us if there is like cars in the background in the audio or something. And we are roughly in Oktoberfest time, so I couldn't avoid to get a Maß, which is 1 liter of beer, and we have a little beer. Like this is half a liter of beer, which is a normal.
But today is a German day, so I thought I gotta do what the Germans do. But to be fair, it's a cheating beer, right?
Yeah, it's a cheating beer. It's like mixed with Fanta, and like when you just compare, this is what she has as a normal beer, what you usually order as a big beer, and this is Oktoberfest size. So cheers to that, and see you when the food is there. Yes, to everyone who followed us and said we're going to be vegetarian, we had to do a cheat day today because it's German food and it's mostly meat. But we're going to do it officially German. If any Austrian is watching this, yes, I know Schnitzel is technically an Austrian invention, but we're going to call it like German-speaking food. So our food is not speaking anymore. But Achse is actually a part of the elbow to the wrist of the pig, or from the knee to the ankle. And the Berlin way of eating it is cooked, but then you have like all these fat parts still, and I don't like that. I like it when it's fried like this, when it's grilled. And Schnitzel, she ordered a cordon bleu, which is a schnitzel filled with ham and cheese, with salt potatoes and
A lot of vegetables.
a lot of vegetables. We have vegetables in German food, so I have sauerkraut. Yeah,
Sauerkraut.
yeah, sauerkraut and some pumpkin. So
Awesome.
enjoy your meal.
I can't eat anymore. I am full. I had 2 big potatoes, also it's one, I don't know, they're, also, es war nur eine Kartoffel. Ein Kartoffel? Eine. Ich spreche auch Deutsch. I had many of the vegetables, I had about half of the cordon bleu, and I have to be honest, I got the cordon bleu, even though I haven't had meat in about 6 months now, and I got the cordon bleu because I thought, oh, that's something I used to love. Like I used to want to get it all the time. And now I feel quite disgusted by it, if I'm being honest. I don't know if it was just this one, but I just felt like super fried. Meat in general, I'm not feeling it. And I don't know if it's because I'm sitting across from Jörn, who's literally like slaying a pig, and it just makes me queasy. But I think I'm going back to the veggie train. Woo woo, Gemüse.
We did a whole day of German food, and I'm probably due to eating so much meat. Yeah. I ate my food and I ate her food, like half of it. I'm as much stuffed as I wasn't in a long time.
Yeah, he's stuffed to being in a bad mood. So quite stuffed. But I thought it was a cool day.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that for me.
You're welcome.
And thank you for making my transition into Germany back then good. And immer noch that you helped me.
Still, yeah. Of course. Yeah, so this was a little celebration for her second anniversary for being in Germany, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little bit about German food. Sorry for there's like green and red changing in front of us, the traffic light, but hopefully you learned something and you saw a lot of interesting stuff, and keep liking, subscribing, and see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.